I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark. Hi everyone, happy Scorpio full moon. Getting your readings posted up. Wanted to take a moment to let you know that the April Spring Special is still going on until the end of this month, until the 30th of April. So take advantage with this full moon reading. If you would like to get your ego soul reading, that is your Western astrology, your moon sign, your Sabian symbol, when you were actually born. All of that is really important because you want to see what actual phase the moon was in when you were born, and what is the vibratory frequency of your emotional state as it relates to your intuitive sense and your Vedic astrology. And so your Vedic astrology is going to look at that, as well as the nakshatra of your moon, which is going to really give you greater insight for these readings. So people are taking advantage of that. That's awesome. This is very important at this particular time. We're talking about Aries vernal spring season and this Scorpio full moon season, which is about this rebirth, this regeneration, so that we shed everything that's old, moving into the new. That being said, the energies for the particular celestial combinations and conjunctions and transits that are occurring now, that I'll go into a little bit in your reading. Of course, we focus on the lunar energies. And so generally for your collective celestial unconsciousness of your moon sign, we'll talk about it. But it's more of an upgrade now, I would say, from who you have been and what you have been working with to manifest what your initiatives are. Okay, from the Aries new moon wishes for the new moon in Aries that were just posted for the new moon reading. So if you want to go back and look at that, go to greatmotherspeaks.info underneath the vlog tab to see your suggested new moon readings from your new moon reading in Aries. We're going to follow that through to this full moon and look at what Great Mother is saying about the rebirth and regeneration that is occurring as a result of that seed being planted for you at this time. Now, they were suggested, and so you will have your own new moon wishes, or you probably don't have any at all. If this is your first time watching Great Mother Speaks, we are looking at how we can experience our divinity as children of the Great Mother, Father, God, by utilizing the energies within us. We are made of stardust in order to always stay in the reality that we are dearly loved children of the Great Mother, Father, God, who are never condemned or left alone. That is often taken away from us when we especially experience alienation or estrangement from our birth mother. I specialize as a life coach in mama drama trauma. And so this channel is really designed as a supportive tool. It gives supplemental information and tips to my clients and people who may have mama drama trauma or love those who do. My particular brand of it is that I was born to a very loving woman, as all of us are. She expresses her love in various ways, which we see throughout the deck, the various gods and goddesses. We all have our own unique combination of energy as children of the Great Mother, Father, God, as my mother did. Excellent mother. The best. As an adult, I experienced a woman who developed a severe addiction to alcohol. And this is where the onset of my MDT took hold, okay, as an adult woman. And so I have had both worlds, and the individual that is my mother is a stranger to me. I don't know who that person is. I am open to healing that relationship as I have healed myself, and I have assisted others in healing their mama drama trauma. There may be closure in this lifetime, there may not be, but I am continually learning the lessons. And as it relates to this full moon in Scorpio, the rebirth and regeneration for me has had to do with upgrading my particular brand of loving detachment to being even more open to reconciliation. I don't feel that it will occur. There has been no indication of that other than in my interior space, Great Mother speaking to me that for my emotional health, balance, and clarity in my life moving forward, it's very important that I open my heart and expand my heart more to that possibility, as opposed to staying in the protective mode of, okay, I'm okay, I've accepted this is the reality, I'm moving on with my life. Okay, and so Great Mother continues to work with us throughout our lives. This is what I'm seeing with clients and readings that I've been doing about this full moon energy coming up. And so for your reading, you will get a recap on the suggested 5 wishes from the Aries new moon coming forward to this Scorpio full moon. I want to also let you know that Uranus is leaving Aries from its 7-year transit into Taurus on the 15th of May, which is also the new moon in Taurus. So this particular lunar cycle from Aries new moon to Taurus new moon is very, very important, because we're going to begin to have a real soul unction to seed what the desires we have been working on, how we have identified ourselves over the last 7 years. So again, just using myself as an example, how I've re-identified myself as someone who has survived MDT and now has been supporting others to live in loving detachment from their mother so that they can heal their own MDT. Now with Uranus moving into Taurus, it's about seeding that, planting that as a value in your life, and the financial benefits of that, the physical experience of that. Okay, I'm getting more interaction with people. For example, with the Mama Drama Trauma Support Group, you can go to the link on online bookings if you want to become a part of that. Anyone can be a part of that on Monday and Sunday and Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So much going on, see? And for you, it's probably a lot going on as well with this transition from Aries into Taurus. So I want to let you know that with that, even though Scorpio is in its full moon phase, your particular moon sign may be in its waning crescent phase or its balsamic moon phase. It may be in its first quarter moon phase during this lunar cycle from Aries new moon to Taurus new moon. Okay, Scorpio is in full moon phase. Okay, if you're Capricorn, you're waning crescent. You know, Sagittarius, well, a smaller waning crescent. You know, and et cetera, et cetera. And so I'm going to start talking about how those energies affect your reading, because I'm seeing through the readings that I'm doing that really also has a tremendous effect on present real-time issues, which is what we address each new and full moon reading. I also want to let you know that because this is the reading before Mother's Day, that I will continue the special for those of you who are mothers or who are experiencing mama drama trauma and want to have a reading, or you want to give the reading to someone who is wanting to heal their own mama drama trauma. So only for individuals who are interested in learning more about mama drama trauma does the Lunar and Great Mother Speaks reading special from regularly $85 and $65 to $50 extend from April 30th. So Mother's Day, I believe, is the second Sunday in May. Is it the second or first? Whatever Mother's Day is. Up until Mother's Day, you can still book for MDT related issues or questions in your life that you're wanting to heal as a Mother's Day gift from me to you. So with no further ado, these are your Scorpio full moon readings. Well, hello, Sagittarius, Capricorn moon people. Welcome to your Scorpio full moon reading 2018. This is in your 11th house. 11th house energies conjunct Jupiter. So it's amplified full moon Libra, Scorpio, Libra in the sidereal, Scorpio in the western. You are Sagittarius in the sidereal and Capricorn in the western. Ego and earth-centric astrology. It sees the cosmos from the perspective of the earth, with the earth standing still, as opposed to the Vedic astrology, which is a cosmological perspective of the signs. And so the soul is more than just an earth entity. It is a universal entity. And so we use the Vedic astrology to look at the intuition, and the Western to look at the emotion. Ego communicates to the soul through its emotions, its GPS system in this plane. And the Vedic astrology is the soul astrology, that intuitive download that we receive in our ego body. So Great Mother speaks to us through our intuition, that still small voice that knows what we know. And this deck, the Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck, is designed for those of us who have experienced or are suffering or surviving mama drama trauma, a condition in which the mother projects unhealed aspects of herself onto the child, causing emotional and or physical trauma. Great Mother channeled this deck to me to connect with her children most alienated and estranged from her, that internal voice that we have that guides and loves us unconditionally through the experience of the birth mother. Sometimes we're alienated from that, aren't we? And so Great Mother speaks to us through this 49 scene card deck, chakras, lunar cycles, signs and symbols, lights and shadows, to connect with us, for us to regain our sense of divinity. And our three principles of divinity are that we are dearly loved children of the Great Mother, Father, God, who are never condemned or left alone. Your new moon wishes from the Aries new moon really is telling on us with regard to this full moon. Sagittarius, Capricorn moon people. Sagittarius, Capricorn is where Saturn and Mars are right now. Very powerful full moon, which is how you are approaching this Libra, Scorpio full moon in your 11th house. The seed, the root chakra, the regrounding of yourself through self-mothering. Your full moon wishes, again, check those out at greatmotherspeaks.info underneath the vlog tab, were suggested as, I want the practice of abandoning myself easily lifted from me. You were suggested a wish in your Aries new moon wishes also to easily find yourself acting on constructive inner impulses, easily finding yourself consciously aware of yourself and accepting yourself as you are. And initiating happy new beginnings with others, perhaps even yourself. And so a happy new beginning of consciously being aware of yourself and your needs being expressed through this self-mothering card, indicating that maybe groups or cliques, maybe real close family relationships, perhaps even people that you network with on a personal level have made you feel ungrounded, or you don't feel safe in them at this particular time. This is amplified with Jupiter in Libra in the sidereal and in Scorpio in the Western. So Jupiter expands everything. And so you may be particularly feeling that way, which is why Isis comes up. You need to take care of yourself. You need to isolate for a moment so that you can gain a clearer perspective, and do so through the process of self-soothing. We know that there perhaps is some isolation because Saturn is conjunct Mars in your first house. So it's in Sagittarius, Capricorn right now, which is what you are. And so this is a very powerful energy trying to get through to you those insights that you've asked for from your new moon wishes. The transformative opportunity for you, Sagittarius, Capricorn moon people, is to embrace the shadow. Now, the shadow for you could very well be that you don't want to recognize that there are some feelings of abandonment and abuse, that you do not want to self-soothe. You probably feel that that's the thing for weaklings, or, you're stronger than that, or no, that's not what I need. But when we do that, we are self-abandoning. Okay, so when we try to be tough and, we try to, rough ourselves through and just pull ourselves up by the bootstrap. All of that is fine and good when we have the power and wherewithal to do that from a place of self-love. But when we do not, it is self-abandoning and in some cases self-abusing. Great Mother wants you to recognize that the transformative opportunity for you now is to embrace that shadow. Look at it for what it is. If that shadow is that you do not want to recognize the group as being abandoning and abusive to you for whatever reason, and that you're feeling alienated from it, well, then maybe it is that they just are not serving your needs anymore at this particular time. This is a crescent moon card phase. And so maybe since the new moon, you have immediately after the new moon, when you did assert your new moon wishes, immediately begin to have some things revealed to you, which is indicated by the third eye here. And so when we make these wishes, again, we're working with very powerful interior forces and energies that are within us that are aligned with the cosmic forces. And so this is a pure place of creative energy. And so when we make our wishes, that is what we're doing. And we don't know how they're going to come to us, which is why the progression of Great Mother Speaks readings are very useful to follow. You're seeing now that from that time of the new moon, the full moon in this Libra Scorpio in your 11th house is showing up as an ungroundedness with regard to your associations. If you look at where Capricorn is during this lunar phase, new moon Aries to new moon Taurus, or full moon Scorpio to full moon in Sagittarius, you're probably going to notice that it is in the waning moon phase, kind of first quarter between that. And so this means that you really have kind of come to this place of making a decision, and you are ready to kind of, start to release maybe some things that have been holding you back in the past. And maybe this group situation you're realizing it's holding you back in some way or another, because what Great Mother is saying not to overlook is that your path has been diverted. Maybe you did have a lot invested in that group. Maybe you did have a lot of desires. The Ankh symbolizes second chakra associated with this group. And the Twister card always tells us that our path has been diverted because that's when Dorothy attempted to return home. Remember when she ran away and she was not able to reconnect with Aunt Em and Uncle Henry due to the fact that the Twister occurred. Adi Shakti takes us into that primordial space, which is what happened as Dorothy was dreaming. So pay attention to your waking and dreaming states. You also want to remember that this full moon is reflecting the sun in Aries Taurus, which is in your 5th house. And so maybe this group is a fun group you like hanging out with. Maybe, that is what you may be grieving, letting go of. Maybe it is a group that you were able to create a lot of things together. Maybe you did artistic things together and expressing yourself and how you want to express yourself, since it's changing due to your Aries, that vernal equinox, new moon energy is so powerful, making the wishes to act upon your constructive inner impulses. Maybe those relationships aren't as constructive as they are, or as they have been rather in the past, and that 5th house energy wanting to create something new with Mars and Saturn, and that 1st house is coming through so strong. Your path is being diverted in the area of your desires. The Ankh card shows us that because this is a law card. A Great Father card is the law, the logos, the word is Great Father energy, right? And so the law of ego, form, and manifestation is showing us that, yes, absolutely, this double yin having downloaded this intuitive response that self-mothering is needed from the sage energy, the Sagittarius energy. You now know that it's time to act. Single yang, double yin, single yang card of the law of ego, form, and manifestation is that Ankh energy. So again, we have the Ankh and the third eye here, very active for you. The Ankh, the second chakra, your desires, that breath of life, that purpose for soul incarnation is very prominent here with third eye energy. And so here with the law of ego, form, and manifestation, it's why you are here. It's why you're feeling what you're feeling, because the soul is ready to come through fully in your life, expressing itself and as it is. And that is the constructive impulse that you're receiving now. So maybe what you were creating with that group of people before, be it a creative project or just hanging out in order for you to experience certain things, certain fun things together. And perhaps you might be entertaining together, that sort of thing. You might be a band together. You might be, just a group of cousins that always hangs out or whatever like that. That's changing because you need that energy to now focus on what the soul came here to do. And that is the space of time and energy that the soul wants to pull from in order to do that, as we see here in the third quarter moon, which is the release and letting go card, and where we're seeing Sagittarius Capricorn lunar energy during this phase, or rather during this cycle from full moon to full moon, from full moon in Scorpio to the next full moon. That's where you're going to see Capricorn energy. And so the shadow of Lilith being your personal power, you're not realizing that you have the power to do this. You're probably feeling a little overwhelmed by this, whether you're consciously aware that this is going on or not. You're getting little niggling thoughts that, they're starting to talk about some stuff that I'm really not going to be able to commit to, or they're really starting to move in a direction that, would be really great, but I'm not really feeling it. I'm really wanting to do something else, but I don't know what that is. That kind of energy. You're starting to feel that kind of thing. And the pull is to go into your personal power. That's the shadow position, and to follow your gut. By doing that, you're going to get the clarity that you now do not have. Just as Dorothy, she did not have the clarity to know why Glenda gave her those ruby red slippers, which symbolize our birthright in the Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck. Our birthright to be happy, healthy, and whole is symbolized through the red ruby slippers, even though there may be dark forces coming up against us to take our birthright away, as the Wicked Witch of the West symbolizes, the terrible mother or the drama mama in the Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck. She wanted to take her birthright away to be happy, healthy, and whole. And Glenda said, no matter what, keep those shoes on. Glenda symbolizes Great Mother energy. So you're needing to keep your power, keep those shoes on, keep that intuitive direction, that antenna strong. Sagittarius, Capricorn moon people, move with it, dance with it, because you're learning to live the law. The law is that intuitive connection. It is that gut chakra connected to that higher knowing. It is that survival instinct connected to that higher soul survival in order to manifest its purpose for incarnation. So some things have to be let go at this particular time. The way that you've been having fun with groups specifically, because now you're going back into this new definition of yourself since your lunar New Year. Okay, your Lunar New Year was in December. Okay, and so we had that Capricorn new moon at that time. And so that was, in January. And so you're just since January are coming into this kind of newness, and now it's starting to take root, and it's starting to actually come into physical awareness in your body. There's a visceral response that you're starting to feel with regard to groups and enjoying yourself and kind of feeling like you're a new person. And you might want to look towards some new associations. But before you do so, you need to yourself, with this first house energy of this particular placement of Mars and Saturn and Sagittarius Capricorn, be reborn within yourself. Be reborn within yourself. Be regenerated within yourself. Be the one who is expressing your own divinity at this particular time, which is based on the principles of accepting that we are dearly loved children of the great Mother, Father, God, who were never condemned or left alone. So embracing that, even though you might be feeling left out and alone, even though you might be feeling uprooted, perhaps even insecure or unsafe as a result of your decision to redefine your associations as a result of redefining yourself. What's going to facilitate your ability to do that in a way that honors this full moon energy in Libra Scorpio is to recognize that things are coming together for you. Keep your eye on the prize. Great Mother is with you. She gave you those ruby red slippers for a reason. And that is because the road that you've been on since your Lunar New Year in January is coming to a corner. You're going to turn a corner, and it may be a little surprising. You may have already experienced this surprise. If so, and you're still wondering, and that is what's making you want to self-mother. You have been following this. You have disassociated yourself from groups and energy connections that are draining you. And you're feeling like, well, where's the payoff here? You know, I thought I was going to feel more aligned and this was going to give me a great feeling. And you're kind of still not knowing that. Things are coming together this full moon. You just wait. You just wait. It's coming together for you. It's going to illuminate exactly the purpose for this regrounding for you, because your outcome card is emancipation. You're going to be freed up. Completely freed up from whatever blockages and limitations you've had. Again, Saturn, which rules blockages, limitations, is always about making sure that the soul is doing what it came here to do. Okay, the law of ego, form, and manifestation. And that is where Mars is right now. So there's a lot of masculine, very strong energy that is supporting your release into freedom at this time. You're going to be able to breathe this full moon. You're going to be able to take a and say, wow, this has been very intense since December. That's why I was thinking December, because that is when Saturn actually moved into your sign, Sagittarius, Capricorn. And so since that time, it's been very intense for you. And then right after that was your Lunar New Year in January. And now we're coming up with the Scorpio full moon, which for you is all about that 11th house energy amplified with Jupiter being in Libra Scorpio at this time. And so it's really quite clear to you what has needed to happen with your associations, and that you've made the appropriate moves, not just because of your own personal power or your own choices, but we have all this third eye energy, right? And things have just kind of happened. The primordial twister dream, that's probably happened for you after the last full moon, as we see here with the waning gibbous moon card. Okay, so we had our last full moon in Libra. That was in March. Okay, so that was at the end of March, right? And so it probably around that time, or the 21st or 25th or something like that, the last week in March or so, there may have been some changes in those associations and those relationships. And either at that time of the full moon in Libra, right after those changes, we're seeing here the waning gibbous was after the full moon, okay? And so they would have been after that full moon, those changes, or after this full moon. So just wait. Just wait. This full moon is on the 31st. And so maybe around the first week in May, around Mother's Day. Okay, so there may be some issues associated with Mother's Day here for you that has to do with this freedom that's coming up in terms of some decisions and things that you've made that are coming together. Things are working out. And if you feel that you are still experiencing some challenges, then Great Mother is encouraging you to release whatever impediments that you have that are preventing this rebirth from occurring for you. And the clues that you have to that has to do with this third quarter moon card, which is double yin, single yang. Are you really downloading those intuitive unctions from your soul and acting on them?
to fulfill the law of ego, form, and manifestation. And if you're not, the clue to that is the card above it, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Moon people. Embrace the shadow. Remember, we're dearly loved. There's no condemnation. And so whatever self-judgment you have about yourself for pulling away from this group or by the need to be reborn and refocus on yourself and your own values, those need to be released. Because remember, in addition to Mother's Day, Uranus is moving from Aries into Taurus, which is also your 5th house. So your whole creative zhuzh is shifting over the next month, full moon Scorpio to full moon Sagittarius. So just keep that in mind. You are in a very transformative period right now with regard to 5th house creative energy. You may be even having a child. Maybe that's why you're needing to shift those relationships. Everything changes when we have children, doesn't it? When we become parents. And so our associations and things change to support that child, to support that new life. And so whether you're having a physical new life or a new project, whatever it is, that's what's coming through for you, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Moon people. Stay the course, stay in alignment with your rebirth through the art of radical self-care and self-mothering. Great Mother dearly loves you, and I do too.
I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole.
For more information about Mama Drama Trauma, visit mamadramatrauma.info.